Little from Sale Mitigation. That song has a lot of meaning for me. Just reminds me of my parents who I lost a couple years ago. So not a way I like to open our videos, but I just heard that song and I got a little choked up because it's a great song and it reminds me of my mom and dad who passed away a couple of years ago. Anyway, so today's video, first off, if you don't know who I am, my name is Maryann Little. I am co-owner of Sale Mitigation. We are one of the leading Massachusetts short sale negotiation firms. We are above the rest in a lot of ways, especially because we can teach CEUs in Massachusetts. We teach CEUs in New Hampshire. And we have negotiated short sales in both states, and we're hopefully getting our debt negotiator license for Connecticut and Maine. So we have a lot of experience. We've been around since 2008. We work with short sale sellers. We market to our own sellers. We also work with a ton of listing agents throughout Massachusetts. We are very lucky, and New Hampshire. So I am here today to talk to you about short sale closings. This is a video I don't think I've ever made, and I want to talk about what happens when you get your short sale approval and going to closing, and what you should expect, what you shouldn't expect. Because we've seen every closing under the gamut. We've seen every closing there is out there. And I want you to be prepared for the best type of closing. I want you to be prepared and eliminate any issues you have before closing. But if you're an agent, one thing you want to be mindful of is your purchase contract. And what does it say in the purchase contract? Most of the purchase contracts that we have say closing is to occur 30 days within short sale approval, or 30 days after short sale approval, or by the expiration of the approval date, whichever comes sooner. So sometimes the lenders only give you 2 weeks to close, and many times that could be because there's an auction on the property. There may be other factors, but be careful and mindful of which language you're going to need to adhere to in your purchase contract and in your short sale approval letter. The second thing you want to be mindful of is the seller. Is the seller still in the property? And if they are, they're going to need to vacate, and they need to vacate quickly. A lot of sellers don't necessarily always understand, like, hey, this is the sale of the property. So the new owner is going to come in. They want you to vacate that property. They want to be free and clear of tenants. So make sure, if you're a listing agent and a buyer's agent, that everybody's prepared, that your buyer is prepared to close within that 30-day window. If you're a listing agent, make sure that your seller is ready to vacate within that time frame. The one thing that I don't think a lot of people understand in this business is we, as a negotiator or the person that has worked with the bank, a mitigator, they don't necessarily understand that we don't have control of the closing. So the buyer doesn't have control of the closing. The seller doesn't have control of the closing. The agents don't have control of the closing. The closing date is set by the lender. So they're going to issue a date, usually 30 days. Sometimes they'll give 45 to 60, depending on if the buyer is financed. So it's really important that you have everybody on the same page when the short sale approval comes in. Start prepping people, a month before you think it might happen, so that everybody is ready. And this includes the buyer. If the buyer's financing is not ready and you have short sale approval letter, you can unravel that entire short sale. Because if the short sale approval letter expires and the lender does not give you an extension, you may have to start that sale all over again. You may have to go through the underwriting process all over again. So be prepared for your closing, whether it's on the seller side or the buyer side. Get your people ready. A good agent has some kind of control and relationship with their seller or with their buyer. So prep those people. That's all I can pretty much tell you today. There's much more that goes into short sale closings, but I like to make these videos quick and brief, so not to bore everybody, because believe me, I can bore everybody. But if you like these videos, which I hope you do, I hope they help you with your short sales, please hit the subscribe button. It should be down to the right side of your screen, little red button, and you'll get free tips and more tips. And here, every time I go on, if I go live or I post a video, you'll get an alert so that you get more information to be armed, to be best prepared to close your short sale. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.